And then the other thing, and I can't let this go. I just got to mention this. On Sunday morning, I'm lying in bed. Was that only yesterday? God, just struggling to breathe, coughing like a maniac, taking my, I take some over-the-counter medicine. What is it? The expectorant or whatever it is. I don't really do a lot of meds. If you know me, you know that. And drinking an awful lot of hot tea and feeling like warmed over death or hammered hell, however you want to put it. And I'm watching CBS Sunday Morning, which I like to watch every Sunday morning. And all of a sudden, there I am on CBS, on the program. What? And what is going on? Well, it was Ted Koppel was hosting, substituting for, I forget her name, who usually hosts CBS Sunday Morning. And he was segueing into a little bit about how talk radio has completely, and to me, this is such an old subject. I mean, Jesus, come on, Ted. But how talk radio has completely screwed everything up where it concerns people's attitudes about politicians and issues and so on and so forth. Dear hearts, if you have listened to anything that I have broadcast over the past 25 years, you know that has been my central theme when I've talked about it, is how massive corporations sponsored by neo-fascist capitalists completely gutted talk radio when Reagan ended the fairness doctrine. And then when Clinton got rid of, what was the other one, equal time or something, I forget what it was. But between Reagan and Clinton, a Republican and a Democrat, they utterly and absolutely destroyed any chance for liberal or left-leaning talk programming to be on the airwaves. And they did that because so many left-wing organizations, we don't have money. God damn it. I mean, we just don't. We are not capitalist pigs. We don't take advantage of people. We're not the pharmaceutical industrial complex. We are not corporations out to destroy the country or the planet. That was one of those breaks. We are here. Those of us on the broadcast left are just here to point out the madness of what's going on and implore people to stop it, to make it stop. The only way possible, short of bloodshed, is with our votes, even though we know what the Christian fascists are doing, the Christian terrorists, I should say, are doing to our electoral system. So going back to CBS Sunday Morning, I'm watching this, and Koppel is introducing a piece about right-wing talk radio. And then up on the screen comes a mouthful of horse shit from Steve Bannon with his picture. And right after that comes a mouthful of truth and delight from Mike Malloy and his picture. And underneath it said YouTube. It didn't say our website or our Progressive Voices. I wish it would have, but it said YouTube. And we do have a YouTube channel that our associate in Argentina, Hernan, runs for me. Hernan. He runs it out of his home in I think he lives in Buenos Aires. And he's been doing so for the past 6 or 7 years. He runs a whole YouTube channel. And so I wish they would have put up YouTube, I wish they would have put up Progressive Voices, maybe in addition to YouTube, as the font, but they didn't. So I'm certainly not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Where in the hell did that expression come from? I was just kind of blown away. I'm lying in bed, feeling like hammered hell, and there it is. And they're using me as an example of, excuse me. Boy, I hope this works. They use me as an example of left-wing or liberal programming, for which, of course, I'm eternally grateful. And all I could think, the only way I could figure out how that happened is there must be somebody in the CBS production staff, CBS television production staff, who listens to my podcast. That's all it could be, because I'm not on a radio station. Amazing. So if that person is listening now, whoever he or she is, thank you. And then the thing about Ted Koppel's hosting of CBS Sunday Morning and the bit they did on talk radio. And the talk about, it's always been there. In the past 25 years, I've been talking about this. It's always been there that the left or the liberals present a certain idea. The fascist right used to be conservatives, but the Christian terrorists now present an idea that is so crazy. And the candidates who are running for office on the Christian right, who have been saying things like the election was stolen, Trump is God, all this goddamn garbage that these Christian terrorists are putting out there. And media reports it, or they report it as though there's some kind of balance. Having lived through this, the way I lived through it, being in talk radio all those years and watching it being shredded by the right-wing money machine, it is so frustrating to me, so frustrating. And once again, what people from the left are trying to say, for the most part, I realize we have some nut fucks on our side, but for the most part, what people from the left are trying to say is, look, a woman has a right to sovereignty over her own personal body. Someone has to tell you that. Climate change is destroying life on the planet. Someone has to tell you that. Someone has to tell you there's the opposing point of view. Oh, women losing sovereignty over their own bodies. Well, that's no big deal. What the fuck? And then to find out that women are gravitating toward the Republican Party that is saying that. It's a complete mystery. Complete mystery.
Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.